Podcast City Network.
Greetings, Earthlings!
And welcome to a spontaneous episode of Urban Nerd Weekly.
Today is Friday, March the 26th.
And it's Season 7, Episode 8. Thanks for tuning in and nerding out, you guys.
We have absolutely nothing planned for today's episode, but we are absolutely glad to be back. So tune in,
Nerd out,
to today's episode of Urban Nerd Weekly.
Go!
So yeah, new computers are a real bitch. So it's taking me and then no kitty cat a whole ass couple of hours to get the curve of this new MacBook. Like, I swear, I had a MacBook right before this, right now, no kitty cat.
Indeed, you did.
And
he
then
was rich.
Don't say that. I live in College Park. People might rob me. So,
I mean, you just gave them your fucking location and then said, don't come rob me. If you just think
great,
about it,
now I gotta buy a gun. Awesome. Fucking great.
I mean, why you ain't been up on the game?
So, Space was here at that old kitty cat, back in the saddle. It's been a crazy fucking couple of months, right? Like, it's been, I mean, Jesus. I don't even know where to begin. Like, the beginning of the year, crazy. The end of the year, crazy. I had to stab a guy to get Nano Kitty Cat in the studio today.
Yeah. We had to do that. Can't be reckless.
Well, he was...
The less the people know, the less charges.
Well, he was homeless, so white people ain't gonna, you know, bring no real charges against us.
There's a whole community out there that can easily rise up and be all angry and shit. You gotta appease to everybody.
So if you guys ain't caught up, I got another baby nerd on the way, and yeah, that's a whole thing going on right now. We got mini nano kitty cat somewhere running around here.
Yeah, little scramps in the living room.
I literally don't even know where to start with all of the news, because there is so many things that have happened since the last episode that, first of all, I was on. Second of all, that Nano Kitty Cat was on, you know, with me or whatever. Are you doing the Dropbox thing?
Attempting.
So I'm trying to teach Nano Kitty Cat about Dropbox. That's what's happening right now in studio. As I also watched Baby Nerd and Mini Nano Kitty Cat on Baby Cam, which they look adorable right now.
Ugh, kids. I mean, I have a normal response to that. Like, that's regular. I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel the same way when kids are just involved, especially when you just want to be alone for a little bit. You can't even just chill out and stare at the wall without some kid screaming at you. And even some kid, I'm sorry, I'm sleepy. I haven't slept in like 3 days.
Because that's what it's like to have children.
Yeah, I'm basically a parent of two, taking care of the disabled one.
Right.
It's exhausting. I barely am able just to get some sleep at night because I'm up pondering, trying to figure out content for the fucking show.
Hashtag that awkward moment when your parents need you just as much as your children need you.
Oh, man. The roles have reversed. They have reversed, and I'm not proud of it. But at the same time, I will come out to be proud because, you know, being there for the people who cared for you, it's important. You know, whatever issues that you got, you could just easily put that... Well, you can't easily put it to the side, but you're going to learn to put things to the side. Whether it'll be the easy way or the hard way. Like, don't wait till they're gone in order for you just to put your voice in their ear to tell them how you feel about what's going on. Even if you're just, like, on a fence about certain things, certain actions, at least try to put out an effort just to, like, you know, let your peeps know what's happening. But if you got some type of messed up history, like, yo, your pops did some fucked up shit to you growing up, then I say just stab him in the heart and keep it pushing, sis. Just tell him to pull the cord and just go.
The thoughts and opinions expressed by each individual host of Urban Nerd Weekly is not entirely...
This is all just comedy's sake. Don't actually fucking do the shit. I just be talking shit.
Right?
As the old head say, I don't mean no harm, sweet. I don't mean no harm.
As most Americans, I don't know my fucking passwords to anything.
God damn it, that's worse than me not having an account.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, because me not remembering my passwords for a Dropbox account I already have and use in a function. Wait, do you got Google Drive?
I think.
Alright. Put it on there. So, what is happening right now is...
We're losing our minds.
We're losing our minds as we're trying to mouth-to-mouth resuscitate Urban Nerd Weekly. What is happening right now is... The year of 2021 has shat open mouth inside.
2020 wasn't that bad.
What did you just say?
As if 2020 was that bad.
Oh, okay, because the words as if made a completely different sentence than the words without the words as if.
Oh, if I was just to say that forbidden line.
That 2020 wasn't that bad?
Don't you say it. If you say it, then it's going to come back and bite you in the ass.
Nah, it was in question form. In quotations.
That's exactly the thing.
It's not like I said it. I was quoting someone else saying it.
Have you seen the Bye Bye Man?
The Bye Bye Man. Alright, first of all, we cannot be just... We can't... We got so much... Oh my god, so much has happened. First of all, so many people have died. I don't know if y'all noticed, but like the last 30 episodes of Urban Nerd Weekly in a row, someone died, bruh.
R.I.P. Cicely Tyson.
Cicely Tyson did too?
We talked about it on the last show I recorded with you.
So, Nano Kitty Cat and I were having a conversation before we started recording about me turning 30 and
I stuck in his head now.
I'm getting so old to the point where I don't remember things that people tell me anymore.
It's just your stoner brain.
I would believe that, except that I'm also old enough that I'm like, you know what? I don't remember, and fuck it. And that's how I know.
Just read Edgar Allan Poe and just be okay.
And that's how I know I'm getting older, because I'm like, you know what? I don't remember that shit. And fuck that shit. In the mouth.
No lube.
So we have so much cool shit in this episode that has been pieced together over the period of a week's time that I think y'all are gonna enjoy as soon as we figure out how to get all this going. Okay, so just for background info, previously the first 6.5 seasons of Urban Nerd Weekly were recorded and edited on a MacBook Pro 2013.
Ching.
that was refurbished. So still kind of cha-ching, but not as much.
Oh, that was pocket change.
In comparison to, you know, suburban kids that I was trying to imitate at the time that I was creating the show. But now, I don't know if y'all caught all the social media announcements of the complete lack of shows for like the last 6 weeks. But the last MacBook took a shit and died, much like Elvis, and so we haven't been able to make any new episodes. Not to mention, me and Nano Kitty Cat are very poor, so it's hard for us to be able to collaborate productively a lot of the times. So today we are finally being able to record an episode together for like the first time in months.
And like normally, we are still crunching for time.
And the bigger problem is that now we're recording on a MacBook. What year is it? Is it 20? The newest MacBooks. The newest MacBook that's out as of today. I should totally. Matter of fact, I could tell you. Wait, is this? Yep, it is.
It's the sound of his claws scratching against the box.
It's the MacBook Pro 16-inch.
Damn.
Yeah. And
it looked like a very expensive piece of equipment.
It is. I
would not want to bump that against any corners.
It hasn't left my sight since I've owned it.
Man, don't blow on this shit too hard. That shit gonna turn to fucking dust. That's gonna be like wet tissue paper, my boy.
I mean, if somebody fought like real hard close to it, I think I gotta go find one of my drug dealer friends and pull out the Glock. Cause this shit, and then it's like it's mine, but at the same time, it's like came through my like education and shit. So it's like,
for a pimp.
If something happens to it, I'm gonna fail every class from now on until the last 29 months of my education.
So,
but on that note, congratulations to Nano Kitty Cat. She just
shut the fuck up.
Graduated today.
Shut the fuck up.
Yep, that is how emos sound when something good happens to them. Is repeating the word "shut the fuck up." If you didn't know. That is translation in 2021 for black emos in the hood.
I'm not emo, I'm goth.
Yeah. First of all, I know the difference, and second of all, no, you're not. But we have a lot to talk about on today's episode, even though Nano Kitty Cat probably hasn't seen any of that shit, even though I've created a whole Evernote. Like, there's so many stories on here, bro. Like, did you see any of these shits? Nick Cannon's back on Wildin' Out.
Why?
Lil Uzi Vert has a fucking 10-carat diamond in his face. Jeff Bezos ain't on Amazon no more. Silento, remember that rapper, the dude that did Watch Me Whip?
Oh, God.
Now Watch Me Nay Nay. First of all, last year he had that video on Twitter where he was like shoving, I mean really aggressively, that huge dildo up his ass. And it was scary. And then now he done shot his cousin dead. Oh, he killed him. Oh, shit. He in DeKalb County now. Fucking Screech is dead.
Oh, right.
Nano, like fucking one of the titular nerds on TV is dead. Fucking Dustin Diamond, aka Screech, died at the age of 44. Like, that's what the fuck has been going on since we done damn the Gorilla Glue girl. Oh yeah, you remember that shit? Gorilla Glue. Oh yeah, Chance the Rapper offer money to help support this girl, even though he's usually about, you know, some educated type shit. This girl clearly didn't go to school. She could. Oh, there's a live action Powerpuff Girls on the way.
Oh no, we don't need that. Nobody asked for that.
Alright, but look though, check this shit out. Like, okay, so according to IGN.com, an article by Wesley LeBlanc, this series was in development as of last August, will center on the girls who are now disillusioned 20-something-year-olds like you. Disillusioned, fuck life and shit. Yeah.
Oh, go fuck yourself. That double-sided dildo your ass.
See, that's the kind of shit they're gonna be saying. See, you get it. The series will answer the questions of whether or not the former team reunites once more when their crime-fighting skills are needed again. The series comes by way of writers and executive producers Heather Richner and Diablo. Oh, Cody, why is your name Diablo? With the latter executive producing under the banner of Vita Vera Films. Richner worked on the recent Veronica Mars revival, iZombie. That was Veronica Mars in that shit? And Sleepy Hollow, while Cody, I can't believe that.
Sleepy Hollow? Which
Right.
Sleepy Hollow?
Right, they did a revival. They did what's the thing that everybody does because nobody's fucking originally remakes. They did remake of
They
that.
fucking did sequels and remakes.
The
And
sequel,
shit.
yeah. And you know what's so crazy? We talking about that because in school and shit. Because for all the nerds that don't know, I'm in school for cinematography and junk. So like we be talking about stuff like this, and yeah, saturated to the sack with remixes, remakes,
And that
sequels, and adaptations of like books and comic books and shit. So Greg Berlanti, David Madden, and Sarah Shetner will executive produce the show under the Berlanti Productions banner. Erica Keenar and Warner Brothers, ooh, that's how I know it's gonna be good. Television will produce the show. The Powerpuff Girls ran for 6 seasons, which is fucked up because that is like 4 more seasons than Young Justice had and Justice League Unlimited, but we're not gonna go there. For a total of 78 episodes between 1998 and 2005. The original animated series was created by Craig McCracken for Cartoon Network.
fucking epic ass name.
Right, though.
That is a fucking amazing name.
It
That
just
kisses
sounds like the
parents.
shit, right? Like, that's the person meant to be making
His
some...
goddamn parents knew what they were doing.
Right, though. And his grandparents. For Cartoon Network and centered around 3 superhero crime fighters by the name of Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup. These girls were created when Professor Utonium combined sugar, spice, and everything nice with the accidental addition of Chemical X. I should have just quoted this. I tried to say it like the show said it, but... Because the website we're reading from got it wrong, because they weren't clearly... jerking off back then like the rest of us were.
If that's not the red, it's the flag.
First of all, I was at the appropriate age to be jerking off the Powerpuff Girls at the time.
What age is that?
If the show ran from 1998 to 2015 and I was 8, I mean, if it was 1998 to 2005 and I was 8 to 15, that is appropriate age. Because first of
I
all,
don't know about a 15-year-old.
if I started at 8, dude, there is nothing more appropriate than that. If I'm jerking off the real shit at 8.
You're supposed to be upgraded to anime by then.
I mean, I didn't say I didn't. I just said I didn't exclude them yet.
You still treasured the oldies.
Yeah, I'm a reminiscent. The classics are exactly what they are. The motherfucking classics. You can't get better than that. The Powerpuff Girls movie was released in 2002, and a reboot of the series aired on Cartoon Network in 2016. I do remember that.
Oh, that shit. That
Now,
was
I
a
didn't
disaster.
jerk off to that because I was much too old by that point.
But
However,
if you could have.
no.
You probably wouldn't have.
First of all, yes. You almost ran me into a fucking railroad just then.
I mean, hey, you the one telling on yourself by
No, because we didn't say we was gonna talk about this, so I didn't know where the hell you was going with it.
I mean, we're making a fun episode today.
And the last time I just let you go awry, I don't even remember what happened. I don't remember what the fuck I was about to say anymore. But I remember being like, ooh, I should remember this shit.
Oh man,
never let this happen again, or whatever the fuck that was.
Nah, I hate when I feel like that. I'm like, God damn it, why was I outraged about something? I want to still be mad about it. What the fuck was it?
Oh goddamn, this shit's gonna come to me in a minute.
Never fucking remember it again.
Right. It's unclear, ironically, what this live action series will pull from the animated series beyond the actual Powerpuff Girls, but the writers have plenty to pull from by way of nefarious villains such as him, Mojo Jojo, and more. First of all, that hillbilly nigga needs to be on episode number 1. Second of all, that is a personal quote. That is not from the blog. Right now, back to the blog. For more Powerpuff Girls, read about... Oh, shut the fuck up, Wesley LeBlanc. Just to give you guys a little background, Nano Kitty Cat and I both have our children in custody. Why did I say it like that?
We both have our children under our supervision, and
this
feels like two dads hanging out.
It does. And I didn't want to say that at first, but that is exactly what is going on right now.
I've assumed the new role of Miss Dad. It sucks being Miss Dad over here. Right,
which when we were just talking about the Powerpuff Girls, this would be a perfect instance for that show to already exist, because we could just project that shit on whatever little screen they were watching. But they're doing alright, just in case any of you guys decided to up and give a fuck. Speaking of things to up and give a fuck about, the guy that invented the cassette tape is also dead.
Didn't we talk about that guy?
That couldn't possibly be true because he died in between this episode and the last one. Much like so many people, like Henry Hank Aaron.
Somebody about that, I can't remember.
Oh, so you just getting me confused with other motherfuckers now?
I'm sorry, but I have people that I have to use the words with.
I thought I was fucking special.
Sorry, man. Bros over hoes. Homies over hoes.
Homies over hoes. Don't forget that song also came from
Boondocks.
No, the same person they brought you the fashion of what was that shit called? They had the ass open and it was long like a drink.
What's it? Booty butt cheeks.
Wait, that was a different rapper on the same show. But they was all talking about. They was parodying current at the time hip hop, which, oh my god, that's another news story. Alright, so if any of you guys out there are familiar with a lot of, social media influence type entertainers or whatever, there's a guy out there named King Bach. And just like a couple of days ago, it was announced that he was gonna do the voice of Pops on the new reboot of Boondocks. And that's what everybody else said. That's what you just did. That's what everybody was like, oh, yeah, okay, keep that shit. Feel like, bro. I don't know about it, man.
That's worse than them casting that one chick to be the mermaid in the Little Mermaid movie.
First of all, that is colorist. Because the only reason there was backlash for that new girl in the Little Mermaid movie.
Awful. I'm not bashing because it's a black character, but to be fair, the Little Mermaid would be clear. She's a fish. She lives at the bottom of the ocean.
Let's be 100%.
You would be able to.
A mermaid is a fictional goddamn.
But if it were real.
So now let's postulate. If you're saying if mermaids were real, they would be somewhat transparent.
Yes, based off of how low they go into the ocean. If they live on the bottom floor, they'll look like, what's that fucking thing with the
jellyfish?
not anglerfish, with the light on the end that fucking... Go from, like, Finding Nemo.
What is it called? I knew it until you asked. What is it called?
It's a fish with a light. Y'all know what we talking about.
Alright, so uncharacteristically, we're gonna take a quick break, literally, to look up what the fuck kind of fish that is. And then, I mean, when we find it and y'all hear us again, it's not gonna be like...
It's an anglerfish.
Oh.
I had it right. It was an anglerfish.
You could have told me you was doing that so I didn't have to do all that pomp and circumstance.
Yeah, but you had so much energy.
Not to mention, it's like the first thing you said. If you had just stuck the landing on that shit, I would have believed you.
But I didn't...
Okay, so just to clarify, she just showed me a picture of an anglerfish it's a screen grab from Finding Nemo.
In comparison to the other real life pictures of the anglerfish.
Which I brought up because it's probably the only scary picture on the face of the earth of an anglerfish. Because every other one is like, oh yeah, that's one of those fish that piranhas would fuck in the ass. Because it's a bitch. Oh wow. He actually looked like he could hold his own against some piranhas with that.
Fun fact, that is not a he. The male anglerfish are like about like this big in comparison to like the bigger female, and they come and mate by just like hanging out onto the female, and they eventually grow into each other.
Did that fish tell you what it self-identified as?
It identifies as an anglerfish.
Fuck you!
I mean, you asked the question.
We don't assign genders. We let individuals self-identify so that we don't create microaggressions.
While in the same time creating microaggressions. Yeah. Because we hold bitches to accountability over here.
So yeah, I don't know what how do we get talking about anglerfish again?
I don't know. I just know I need Jesus.
Well, don't we all? Because we were just talking about the world ending, remember?
Yeah, he'll help me burst into flames before this all over.
I mean, in all honesty, is that like the worst thing that could happen if all of this is about?
That's what I'm hoping.
I mean,
this
oh God, we just celebrated that. All right.
Yeah, see, we're at this state, and now in the future. I cannot talk today. I'm so discombobulated. But we're in a now day and age where death is just something that we see as something sweet, but at the same time we're so afraid of it because we want it for ourselves. But we all know that we just don't want to die. We just really want to disappear. You want to come back, but you just don't want to be here.
So you want to be a Jehovah's Witness?
No, I want to be Jesus. I want to die for 3 days and then come back.
I just want to let you know you just accidentally... Everything you just said you wanted, that's what... I mean, if you, like, break through them first, like, 5 meetings with them, all that is what you just said, that's what they, like, saying. So...
I can't act like I have never been door knocking.
I want you to also think about that right behind that other thing that I told you to think about before you go to sleep tonight.
Damn. But it's okay. You won't remember the thing you wanted to think about before you go to sleep tonight.
Actually, I have it recorded.
But there's a point in time when these mics turn off.
Right. But not during that time period. That was a 3.5 minute chunk, and I got every last bit of it. And you're right. I don't remember at all what I said. That's why I called it that thing that I said earlier. But you know what? If I run this thing back, I can figure it out.
But you're gonna forget about it again. As long as this shit keep playing.
You know what? You're right. I should make a note of this.
Have fun finding gray hairs in spots you never seen gray hairs in.
First of all, I'm not there yet.
Yet, but give it a few more months.
You know what? Just because of that,
have one long string of gray hair on your mustache too.
Just because of that, this is the voice note that reminds me to remember the two things. Fuck, what was the two things to tell Emily before she goes to sleep tonight. Matter of fact, I'm gonna whisper them to her baby so that she can whisper it to her right after she.
As if she's not creepy enough. But you know what? I have an Edgar Allan quote for quote for this.
You know, that's everything that white people think that how we talk.
Really? Wouldn't be surprised. He's such an inspiration. The best way for you to remember something is by writing it down.
You know what?
The best way to not remember something is to write it down.
I heard the middle finger in that. All right.
Yes.
All right.
I want you to feel that middle finger fucking slap across your fucking nose. Right there. Feel my fucking fingernail right between your eyeballs, bitch.
So, before we keep it going, just want to remind everybody that we do have Urban Nerd Weekly merch on deck. As a matter of fact, if you check out the Urban Nerd Weekly Facebook and Instagram pages, both at or / Urban Nerd Weekly, you can check us out wearing the merch. We got the t-shirts on deck. I got on a net gator right now. I didn't know what the hell a net gator was before 6 months ago, but I have 13 of them now, and one of them says Podcast City Network, and one of them says Urban Nerd Weekly. So just make sure you guys check out Podcast City Network. Actually podcastcity.net /shop to check out all of the Urban Nerd Weekly merch, as well as the other merchandise from the other shows on Podcast City Network, which is growing daily. We just added another 3 shows within the last couple of months. So Podcast City Network's really been growing, and it's been totally
It's a man
awesome.
in that burp, nigga.
First of all, that burp was sponsored by. Oh wait, no, they didn't pay me, so fuck them.
He was drinking juice out of green bean can.
You know what? That actually makes sense as to why that burp sounded like that too. So you know what? We're gonna go with that. I found an old black man from the South remedy green bean juice. I'm
turmeric and coconut oil.
I'm gonna drink some jasmine tea with a ham hock in it in about 2 or 3 hours. Because I don't know why, but
don't forget your chunk of garlic.
Every old black person put ham hocks in everything.
Ham hocks or oxtails.
Right, or they pickle that shit. Motherfuckers are pickle cucumber. Okay, wait, that's
They'll
actual
pickle pig feet, bruh.
Actually, pickles is the only thing that makes it. But yeah, they fucking pig feet, devil's egg. First of all, y'all already boiled the egg, right?
And y'all want to put it in a jar.
And then y'all gonna sit that shit in a jar. But not just in a jar.
A jar
one
of
slap ass full of
juices.
fucking vinegar, bruh. Wait, is it more than just vinegar in a jar?
I think it's some other shit in the jar, but I think it's primarily vinegar. Oh my gosh, I was having this fucking thought process about what the fuck pickles are made of literally earlier today, and I hate myself for actually talking about it now.
But I mean, it is cucumbers, vinegar. Is there something else in the juice besides vinegar that makes the pickles pickle?
Yeah, this dick.
I'm so bad. You know what? I'm not even gonna give you credit for me having walked into that, but I am gonna give you credit for thinking on your feet in that moment. Cause I know that shit wasn't nowhere near where the fuck you was going.
I didn't know how to answer that.
But the
question,
fucking save on that shit, the fact that we just talked about pickles, like how the fuck did we already not hit that note? Like for real, bro. Oh man, but on the real though, Urban Nerd Weekly is a proud member of Podcast City Network. PCN has over 20 independent podcast members across all genres of podcasting. They offer an array of membership services, including logo design and branding, social media advertising, live podcast hosting, and much more. Find PCN on all major social media platforms, including Facebook at Podcast City Network, on Twitter and Instagram as well at Podcast City Net. Search YouTube for Podcast City Network, or just visit us on podcastcity.net. Want to join one of the fastest growing independent podcast networks in PNC? Our members gain access to thank you. That is true though. I can't even get mad at the correction. I remember, right, for real though. I'm gonna keep that in too, like just cause that shit sounds legit. Our members gain access to our networks of shows that help with cross promotion, guests, and overall reach, while also becoming a part of our ever expanding PCN community based on people helping people. Go to podcastcity.net/join now to learn more. Be creative, be independent, be yourself. Podcast City Network.
Yay, you did it!
But for real though, podcastcity.net is the shit. Podcast City Network is a smoothie right now, man. Like on some real gang shit. Like that's what we fucking with right now, as well as Black Belt Radio and
the Black Radio Project.
That is so not what it's called. Like that just sound like let's go back to 1950 and call some shit. Oh
no, that's somewhere we supposed to have followed up on, but we didn't get the time to.
I mean, one of us lives like. Yeah, why you couldn't just say Project South when I asked you? Okay, so Project South. Now I gotta edit it to where it sound like we just fucking said it right.
Or you could leave it in because this could be.
That's what she said.
Okay, he got me back.
Yeah.
The wholesome moments that we have.
Right.
Just two bros chilling on the mic.
But yeah though. But for serious though.
Let's get cereal, bitch.
We
Drop
are
them draws.
Whoa. Left turn.
Yeah.
But for real though, we got the t-shirts, we got backpacks, we got coffee mugs. Please buy that because we are so poor, and you know
There's a scavenger hunt coming up.
we do that is a thing we got coming, but we can't announce that yet because we don't have all the details worked out. And but very soon we're gonna be making some real cool announcements about a scavenger hunt that is happening, even though I just really thought about the fact that how it's gonna be kind of weird timing with like the biggest scavenger hunt of all time.
We could try to make ours fucking baller as shit. I mean, we can go hard or go home.
If we were in like a Utah, we could probably do that with about $50. But we're in Atlanta. We're
in Atlanta, bro.
So it would take us about $10,000 to actually look like we was doing some shit that no one was doing, which is what baller shit is.
I mean, we could just reference a bunch of movies that got shot here and be like, hey, take a selfie from a movie that you fucking like that was filmed in Atlanta or some shit.
Okay, so back to the idea I had a couple of months ago. Alright, we'll get these college campuses. We start up a couple of OnlyFans pages for these girls that are struggling. Look, people be having problems
pimping all over the world. Fuck it. PIMP.
Oh my god. But on a almost serious note though. So much has happened since the last episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. we don't even know how to get back into the flow of things. Like, even as we're recording this episode today, someone is creating a Joe Biden meme that we want to talk about, but we don't know about it yet.
Ooh.
And that is what it's like to have anxiety while being an introvert. Because we worry about shit that you will never give a fuck about.
Like having to go outside the house to run some errands, but the place is too crowded and the people there aren't wearing their proper masks.
Oh my God, that is so for real. Like this morning.
And the employees there aren't wearing masks. And everybody's just like, oh, we don't need to wear a mask.
And it's like, why, bitch? But that's for real though, because like this morning, I had like 3 errands to run. And I purposely got up before my body and my mind was going to be in unison of consciousness in order to complete them all. Because if I was fully awake while I had to do all of this shit, I would have lost my mind at all of the shit that I saw while I was out today. So, on the real tip, guys, thanks for tuning in and nerd out today. We are officially back, and we will see you guys next week. So stay tuned in, stay nerded out, and please keep listening for the bloopers at the end of today's episode. It's retarded. Space was here, but now I'm...
According to Wired.com, scientists finally identify a deadly toxin that's been killing birds. Thousands of eagles and other fowl have died from a mysterious condition that attacks their nervous system. Now, after decades of investigation, we know why. For 25 years, a mysterious killer has been on the loose across the American South, responsible for the death of 100 eagles and thousands of other birds. The first victims were found in the fall of 1994 and winter of 1995, when 29 bald eagles died near Lake DeGray, Arkansas, at untouched. But during an autopsy, scientists found lesions on their brains and spinal cords and a condition.
I love my mommy, I love Carter, and I love Chauncey. I love my dad. I love everyone.
So tune in,
Nerd out
to Urban Nerd. What the fuck, bro?
You forgot.
So tune in,
Nerd out
to today's episode of Urban Nerd Week. What the
upload it to your account and save it as a track. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I've been dying to say this for a while. It should be socially acceptable to say fuck you to a child, with the parent's only response being, I agree.
So like I said, did you go to Dropbox? Oh God, hold on. So I remember how to turn the metronome off now. This is a whole fucking thing going on that's happening